Good morning. Actually, it's afternoon. Thanks for coming, everybody. It's the 70s class. And today we're doing Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. How appropriate. It's been pouring for 2 days, so it's a perfect song for this time of the year. All right, it's on page 232. And I have written out an intro and an ending. So, as soon as I get a computer, you guys can have all this. And I actually did a pretty good, not the greatest of arrangements. Now the problem is I don't have it written up. So you guys are just going to have to take notes in your book and say, here's where she did this, here's where she did this. Because I didn't do a lot of extra things, but enough to catch your attention and make you say, yeah, I think I want to play it that way. And again, the arrangements are so that you guys learn where things are on your instruments. That's what it's about. The other thing you can do is you can just go to song setup, which is what Hal was saying. Go to keypad, go to the R's, go to song setup, and go raindrops keep falling, and it comes up to basic special rain at 110. And it gives me a trumpet and a muted trumpet on the bottom. Okay, now I don't particularly care for that muted trumpet on the bottom, but that's what we just talked about as well. You can change things that you don't like. So if you want, you can just play the song with your song setup and be perfectly 100% happy. Am I going to add some chords? A few, not that many. I have some. Because I can. And I do have the introduction. And I decided that since it is in song setup, I was going to do something completely different. And so my arrangement is on tap, soft, shoe. Tap, soft, shoe. That's where I decided to use my arrangement. Now I'm going to play the whole thing first. And I want you to use your ears and figure out, what did she do? What did she add? What did she change? Okay, and I'm also going from upper to lower keyboard, so you want to take note of where I'm doing that as well. And I will go through then and tell you where I did those things. All right, so now you have to see me, but you gotta see the organ too. Okay, all right, let's try this. All right. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, it's more like
Yeah.
the original. I listened to B.J. Thomas. Now, it's not the original from the movie. Oh, where's my little blurby thing that I had? Here it is. Okay. Because the movie actually had an entire insert where they did an instrumental because that's where they were showing Paul Newman and Catherine Ross riding on the bicycle. That whole scene got put in between there. And then they went back to Raindrops. So it was a little bit different, but it was from his recorded version that they released. Written by Burt Bacharach, Hal David, for the 1969 film Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. So it was written for the movie. All right. The single by B.J. Thomas reached #1 on the charts, staying at #1 for four
Excuse me,
weeks. Oop,
excuse me, Dawn. What song are
yes.
you doing?
Hey, Inez, we're doing Raindrops Keep Falling on My
Thank
Head.
you.
Okay, I was just checking to see. It sounded like somebody was pounding on my door. It stayed at #1 for 4 weeks in January of 1970. The song also spent 7 weeks on top of the Billboard Adult Contemporary chart, and it won the Oscar for Best Original Song for Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. B.J. Thomas recorded the song in 7 takes. Okay, in the film version, he had been recovering from laryngitis. Now, if any of you have ever been a singer and you had laryngitis, which means you have like no voice at all, and you're trying to sing on top of that, it usually comes out real raspy and real yucky. But that's why his voice sounds like that. It gave him that gravelly, raspy type of a sound in the movie. So it gave him a huskier, raspier version in the movie than in his original recording. So that's why, because it was his full voice in the recording and it was his laryngitis voice for the movie. So that's the differences. Okay, so that's what we know about that. And I did the original introduction, and then I put the horn in. I put in the horn. Now, I could have spent more time finding a better horn sound because it was actually a very mellow type of a trumpet. And that's why I think when they chose the Chuck Mangione flugelhorn, that's probably more of a better sound. I combined 2 trumpets to make that sound. I combined the lead trumpet and a soft trumpet to kind of get a softer sound. Um, what did you hear for changes? Anything that stands out?
Other than you started on the lower keys and you went up to the upper keys on the second
Uh-huh. Yep.
verse.
Yep.
You
Okay.
added a duet.
I got lost because I thought you had 3 or 4 verses going, didn't you?
Well, I did do a repeat, so you noticed that too. But I
Yeah.
didn't go all the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
So yeah, so you weren't wrong.
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
You
were paying attention.
transposed up somewhere.
I did what?
On the second page, I thought you transposed up on the 1, 2, 3, fourth line, or didn't
Didn't
you?
do it. Nope, didn't do it.
No.
No
You added
transposing.
there.
Nope.
Okay.
But you heard me do something
You
on the
added
3rd
a
and
duet.
4th line.
You added harmony
Yeah.
at the top of the page.
I did, and I used 2 different types of harmonies. I used a duet harmony for one verse, and I used a country harmony for a different verse. And you almost couldn't tell the difference, but I think I liked the country harmony better. And then I thought about going back and changing it so that the whole thing was in country harmony. And I thought, it's fine, leave it. So yeah, so the second time, and I also went to an alter style. So the background changed up a little bit. Now, did anybody hear what I did for the ending? What happened at the ending?
Change the
I like
tempo.
that. You repeated.
Yes, I changed the tempo, and I actually changed the rhythm as well, the music style. Yeah, because it goes
did.
from that slow tempo, it goes from this to this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it actually went from 110 to 168 to get that
Wow.
last trumpet sound. And then you just repeat and fade that. So you do that. You can't do that with a one-button push because it takes too long to change the tempo while you're trying to make a change. So that's one that you're going to have to put in a preset if you're going to do that ending. If not, just end on "Nothing's worrying me" and fade it out, or put the ending on, and you'd be fine. So I'm just giving you some challenges today. All right, so I did mine on taps off shoe. Let's go back to where I started. Now, let's put the chords in first. Let's do that first. Yeah, so at least you got the chords. Then it doesn't matter how you play it. The F chord is good for one measure. Measure 2 over the A dotted half note for the word head. Put in an F major 7, which would be E and F. Second line, the F7, it's hidden. You better put a box around it because I want you to play it. Now you can play an F7, which is E flat and F, or you can play an F9. Remember, 9 chords are 4-fingered chords. E flat, F, G, A. Let's put it just on easy here. Let's just put it on easy. All right, here's an F. Here's an F7. And here's the F9.
Dawn, where do you put that chord in?
Line 2, first measure, where you have an F7, but it's not in a box. Do you see it? It's kind of hidden.
No,
Put a
not
box around the
yet.
F7.
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah.
you can- yeah, then first measure of
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
second line. Yep, and you can make it an
So-
F9.
And what is that?
F9 is E flat, F, G, A.
If you have to skip one, what note would you skip?
I would skip the G and the A and just play F7.
Okay.
Yeah, E flat and F. Yep. All right, second measure, the B flat. You may just play B flat, or you can play a B flat major 7, capital M-A-J 7. Your two notes are A and B flat. Remember, major 7s are always the note minus 1, the very next note next to the letter. That's good for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the G for the word for. Put in a B flat minor. Butterfly flat minor. D flat and B flat. Third line. The A minor, you may put a 7 on it if you wish. So if you do that, it's going to be C, G, A. And you can play that with just your thumb on the crack of the G and the A at the same time. The D7 is fine. Second measure, you may put a 7 on that A minor. The next D can be a D7, C and D, or it can be a D9, 4-fingered chord. C, D, E, F sharp. If you don't want to play 4, just play C and D. The G minor, you may put a 7 on it. F, G, B flat. First ending, down in the last line there. The C can be a C sus or a C7 sus, or just play C7, C and B flat. But if you want to play the C sus, it's 3 fingers, C, F, and G. If you want to add the 7, it's a B flat, C, F, and G. Beat 4 of that first ending, right before you go back to the beginning. Over the G for the word just, you're going to put a plain old C. Plain old C. Because you're going to do the resolution. Okay, you're going to do the exact same thing in the second ending. The C can be a C7, it can be a C sus, or it can be a C7 sus. B flat, C, F, G, or just play C7 for 3 beats. Over the last note of the page, over the G, put a plain old C, because again, you're going to resolve it. Okay, let's go to the top of the next page. The F chord is good for one measure. Second measure, see where it says F7? We're going to cross that out and change it. We're going to change it to an F major 7 or an F major 9. One's a 2-fingered chord, one's a 4-fingered chord. The F major 7 is E and F. The F major 9 is E, F, G, A. And all those, just take your 4 fingers and slap them down. Okay, now I'm going to give you an optional chord, meaning put parentheses around it because it's kind of hard and it's only for one beat, so it doesn't matter. So over the A for the word the, beat 4, you can put a B7 flat 5, ouch. Or you can put an F7 flat 5, ouch. Yeah, those two chords. They're the same notes, just in different order. Let's see, why is that not reading right? F7 flat 5. There it is. E flat, F, A, B. And if you play it in a different order, it's going to say B7 flat 5 if you put everything on top, and if you take the last two notes and put them on the bottom, it's an F7 flat 5. Same chord, but the bass note is different. And because it's only for one beat, that should be the last chord you even think about. Sometimes I play it and sometimes I don't. Just depends on, you know, how fast I'm going or where my brain is at the time. Usually out to lunch.
Mhm.
All right, the next measure. Line 1, measure 3, make the B flat a B flat major 7. B flat major 7 is A and B flat for 2 counts. Beat 3 over the G for send is a G minor, G and B flat. Second line, you have a C and then you have a C7 above it. Cross out the C7 and just play the C, just pinky on C for 3 counts. Beat 4 over the B flat, now put in your C7, which is C and B flat.
I didn't get that, Dawn. What was it?
It's a C for 3 counts,
Yeah.
and beat 4 is a C7.
Oh, okay, fine. Thank you.
You're welcome. Make the A minor an A minor 7. Now I'm going to give you another optional chord.
A minor
Beat
7 is which notes?
C, G, and A. Or just play C and A.
Okay.
Beat 3 in between the notes. You may play A minor major 7. Owie! It's a 4-fingered chord because in this inversion, if you stay in this inversion. You can do it with 3 fingers if you move your whole hand, but why? All right, so here's your notes. C, E, elephant, G sharp, A. And it'll say in your window, A minor, major 7. Now it's only for 2 counts, so put it in parentheses. You might not even like the way it sounds. So I'm going to give you the option to play it or not.
Dawn,
Then measure 3. Go ahead, pal.
can you repeat that? Because I just lost you.
Okay, second line, second measure, third beat, which is in between the notes. I'm going to give you an optional chord. You don't even need it. But if you wish to push yourself, your notes are C, chicken, E, elephant, G sharp, sharp gorillas, and A, alligator. And that's an A minor, A little m, major 7, capital M-A-J 7.
Got it. Thank you.
And that's good for 2 counts. Second line, third measure over the D for won't. Go back to your A minor 7. Now, if you didn't play it in the first place, you're still on A minor 7.
Which is what notes, Don?
A minor 7 is C, G, A.
Thanks.
It's a subtle change. Third line, the D can be just a D. It can be a D7, which is C and D, or it can be a D9. D9 is C, D, E, F sharp. Here's the D7. Here's the D9. It is a spicier chord. That's nice. But if you're not ready for it, don't worry about it. You can do it later. Third line, second measure, you may put a 7 on the G minor, which would make it F, G, and B flat. Third measure, the C7, right after you play the C7, you're going to write NC, no chord. So you're going to play C, no 7. Or no chord. C7, no chord. First measure of the fourth line, you're going to put drum solo or fill. Because if you're on a no chord and you do your fill, it's going to give you a little bit of a drum solo there. It's not doing anything for me right now because I don't have it on. C7. It doesn't do much of a fill, but it just adds a little bit of stuff. And it's going to depend on, did you choose this background or did you choose a different one? It's going to do something different. And I'll write in the right-hand notes when we're done, so no worries. The F chord is good for one measure. Last measure on that page over the A dotted half note, put an F major 7. F major 7 is E and F. Top of the third page. Turn the page, or you might want to make a copy of that third page and fold it out. It does make playing it a lot easier. Put a box around your F7. So you're doing a nice little walk down. Let's get rid of this again and do F, F major 7, F7. You're just walking that finger right down.
Wait, wait,
Yeah.
wait.
Why?
Say that again. I mean, you went too fast.
You're doing an F on the bottom of
F7.
the page. Then you're going to an F major 7 where you're just adding the E. Then you're going to the F7 at the top of page 3 where you're taking your finger off the E and changing it to an E flat.
E flat and F.
Correct.
I have to go back to the bottom of the last page. So we
F-
have
F
you
major
said
7.
an E, yeah.
E and F. Yep. Then go to the top
Yeah,
of the second
and-
page.
So you go right from the E and the F. Hold on.
To the E to the F7, which is E flat and F.
Nothing else?
Nope, nothing else. Easy.
Oh, it sounded like you were changing every note. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
The B flat in the second measure is perfect right where it is. Let's go to line 2. You may put a 7 on the A minor. C, G, A. The next 3 chords are fine. D7, A minor, C and A, D7, C and D. The G minor, you may put a 7 on it, which would be F, G, B flat. Now I'm going to give you another optional chord, parentheses. You can play it or not. And it's a G minor major 7. G, little m, capital M-A-J 7, 3 fingers. F sharp, G, B flat.
Where did you enter that, Dawn?
Over the B flat for the word gonna. B3 at the end of the second line.
And what do you call that chord?
It's a G minor major 7.
E minor, major 7.
Yeah, it's a G little m, capital M-A-J 7. Now, it's not a
Gotcha.
major chord. The 7th is the major, because remember the rule for major 7 is the letter -1. So that's where you get the F sharp and the G. But you
So
have
what are
to
the
play
notes?
the minor. It's F sharp, G, B flat. And it'll say in your window, always check your window to make sure you got it right. Now that's an optional chord, remember, you don't have to have it.
The G minor in that And that measure, you put a 7 on, that's all, right?
Yep,
Okay,
for 2 counts. And then the G minor major 7 is beat 3.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Line 3, first beat, over the C for rain. Go back to a G minor 7. Now remember, 7s are always optional, so if you just want to play G minor for 2 measures, you're fine. You're good.
Wait a minute. Dawn,
Yes?
can you say that again, please?
Yes. Line 3, first measure, first beat. Over the C for the word rain, put in a G minor 7. F,
Alright,
G, B flat.
thank you.
You're welcome. The C7 is fine right where it is, C and B flat. The F at the end of line 3 can be an F major 7, or it can be an F major 9. So either a 2-fingered chord or a 4-fingered chord, your choice. The 2-fingered chord is E and F. The 4-fingered chord is E, F, G, A. The last line, the G minor, you may put a 7 on it. F, G, B flat. The C7 is perfect right where it is. And the last chord of this page is an F or an F major 7 or an F major 9. So either E and F or E, F, G, A. And don't worry, the chords for your ending are F and B flat, so you can't go wrong with F and B flat, so no worries. And you're just going to repeat and fade anyway. Okay, so where did I make, let's do the roadmap next, because this is going to help you with where you're going to make your changes. So get your stuff out. You're going to do the intro first, and I only played it once, but you could actually repeat it and play it 2 times if you want before going into your song. So that's going to be your first setup. Now you're going to play page 1, line 1, line 2, line 3. Oh, line 4, you have a first ending bracket, and then you have the dots. So you're going to make your dots a color. Where are they sending you back to?
Beginning.
The beginning, correct. Correct. Now because you have pickup notes, you want to make your change right away at the beginning of that first ending. That's where you want to change your preset. So you might just want to put a triangle there or a star, or or maybe you're just doing a U and an L, whatever it takes. But that before you do those pickup notes is where you want to change that preset. So
Dawn,
yeah.
Dawn, are you going to give us a sheet with each
No, I don't
step?
have a sheet. I don't have a sheet because I don't have a computer.
I mean, ever.
I could, but usually once we're done with the song, I could. Yep. Usually when I'm done with the song, I'm done with the song and I'm moving on to the next one. But
But
if you
how
guys-
do we know how to do the preset without steps?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I did. So you just have to take notes. Take notes and say,
Oh.
at preset here, this is what she changed. Okay? Now, if you guys really like the arrangement, I will go through and do a sheet for you. If you want me to do that, I would say drop me an email. I don't have a computer right now. Well, drop me an email anyways, because when I get the computer back fixed, hopefully nothing gets erased. And if you guys really want me to do a sheet, I'll do one once I
How
can.
about if we tell you now?
Because I don't have time to talk to all of you right now. It's 28 people. Okay, so let's finish the roadmap. Let's go back to the beginning of the song and do verse 2. Did me some talking to the sun, and I said I didn't like the way he got things done. Sleeping on the job, these raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. Okay, when you get up to the beginning of the first ending, I'm going to put a little colorful 2, and I'm going to jump over the first ending to the second ending. I'm just going to hit mute all again because we're getting too many microphones going. Go ahead and unmute yourself if you need to. But there's one thing, top of the page. You're going to play line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, turn the page, line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. Okay, now at the end of that, you're going to make 2 dots. 2 dots in a thin line at the end of your song. And you can do it either in the second to the last measure or the last measure. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But you're going to use a different color. Now, because I wrote in those dots, you have to write in the opposite facing dots. Where are those dots going back to? Did anybody catch that when I played it the first time?
Bottom of the second page.
Actually, it was the top of the second page,
Okay.
but you could actually go all the way back to that second ending if you wanted to with the pickup notes. I just didn't play them. I technically, but you're right on that. Technically, I did my dots at the top of page 233. Make a thick line, a thin line, and then put 2 dots over the B line, that middle line. And that's facing forwards. So now you know that first time you play, you're going to go back and play page 2 again.
Just before the C note.
Nope, just before the A note.
Okay. Whole
Now,
measure.
all the way at the beginning of page 2. Yeah. And if you feel like putting the pickup notes in, that's up to you. I think I did a whole extra measure of fill in. So if you wanted to put the pickup notes in, you could. Otherwise, you could just come right in with that because I'm coming in with an instrumental.
Dawn, was the repeat dots by the word thing on the top of page
Yes.
233?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. Right at the beginning of the page, right before the word thing. Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
And that's going to be an instrumental until the second line, the middle of the second measure. It won't be long till happiness is where I've got BJ singing again. And BJ is the piano and strings.
So what are you doing there?
I went to the upper keyboard. You can just put a little
Oh, I know
U. Yeah, see, you've got meet me, won't defeat me. Then you want to put a little U, meaning you're going to go to the upper keyboard.
Yep.
And that's only the second time you play it. So don't use that direction for the first time you play it. So you kind of have to know where you're going. And then you're going to play the whole song again. And on the third page, page 234, nothing's worrying. Put 2 parallel lines, meaning you're going to take a break and hit stop. So you're going to put 2 little parallel lines, nothing's worrying, 2 parallel lines, and then write the word stop. It's not a no chord. You're going to completely hit stop.
I'm completely lost where you are.
I'm on the last page, last line.
Last page, last line.
Uh-huh. Nothing's
And-
worrying. The very first measure, you're going to put 2 parallel lines going down at the kind of like at the top of where the music is, and you're going to write the word stop. And this is only for the second time you're playing it.
And then you faded.
Nope. Then you go to that next preset that's going 168 beats a minute.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
and
Yeah,
then I played me on that faster beat, and then I went right into that trumpet solo fade out. Now, if you don't want to do that, you just play me and then fade it out or push the ending.
So Dawn, may I
Yeah.
ask a question?
Go ahead,
On that
Sue.
last line, second measure, on the word me,
Uh-huh.
that's when you increased your tempo to 158.
168, yes, for the second time that
168.
I'm playing it. Yes,
Okay, I got it.
the second time. I tried playing it on
Yeah.
the same preset and then going to the next preset. It didn't work. So if I went
Okay.
right away to that faster one, for me, it flowed in real nicely to that trumpet solo.
I like that.
Yeah.
I-
Okay, so now that we know where we're going, now let's figure out what we did. Remember, you can just put it on song setup and play too, and it's going to be fine.
Sounds good to me.
And just put upper and lower so that you can change your sounds wherever you want. No worries.
So
Okay,
we're starting on the lower keyboard?
I'm starting with tap soft shoe, and I believe it's rhythm preset number 8. It is normal vintage number 8 because it's got octave, piano, and strings on top, and it's got a piano on the bottom. I'm going to change that piano on the bottom, okay? Maybe I do need to push a preset sheet because what I'm doing is I'm changing it to a guitar, and I'm changing
Oh.
it to guitar nylon pick, sound number 112. Sound
Red buttons or blue buttons?
Yes, either one.
I don't know what you're doing.
Sherry, come and see me, and we'll do this all one-on-one because you're going to be okay with it. Once you see it on your instrument, you'll be fine. Okay?
You're
So,
just going too fast.
Sherry, I will make up a sheet so that.
All right.
Okay, I've just decided I will make up a sheet so that we can go through it step by step because that's a good way for you to learn your instrument. You proved that to me this morning, so I'll do that for you. And then everybody else can take advantage of it too. It's a picked nylon guitar. All I'm doing is changing that sound from a piano to a nylon pick guitar, which is sound number 112. That's after I did my tap soft shoe, and I'm just doing a no chord. And if you wanted to do it with chords, you could. And that, by the way, is tap soft shoe, 110 beats a minute, minus the genie. Keep your org plus on, minus the genie. Now, if you want to take notes, go ahead, but I will go through and write up a sheet because, yeah, this is going to be a nightmare if I don't. And then you're going to start your song on that same preset. So you want to put A1 lower to start the song. Now, notice how I'm playing. I'm dancing on the keys. I'm not holding the notes the way it says. I'm trying to be like Raindrops. I'm not playing like this. See the difference? I'm not holding the notes. I'm bouncing on the notes like Raindrops. Staccato. Okay, right there at the beginning of the first ending, you're going to put A2. A2. U. A2 U. You're going to go to the upper keyboard. Now you're going to add that genie back in. You're going to add a lower tab, flute 8. I'll make a sheet. And you're going to play your piano strings on the top, so it's a U. Okay, at the beginning of the second ending, you want to put A3. I'm going to mark these in because otherwise I'll forget to. A2, A3. All right. And A3, I'm adding lower strings 4, upper strings 8, and I'm putting a duet on upper harmony. So I'm adding 3 things, a lower tab, an upper tab, and a duet. Yeah, I'll make up a sheet.
Yeah.
Okay, now watch what I do here, and I'm going to tell you the notes I'm putting in. Okay,
Where are you?
I'm on
Those
page
are eight
2,
notes.
the end of the 3rd line, and the beginning of the 4th line.
Yep, yep.
Happiness steps up to greet me. You're going to do that C7, no chord, and in the upper hand, so you're going to write in 2 notes at a time. F on the first space. Underneath it, put a D on the first space below the line. Then you're going to write the next
Where
set.
the no chord is?
Yep. Then you're going to write a G on the 2nd line. And right underneath it, put an E on the 1st line and play those 2 together. So it's going to sound like this. Okay, so you're going to play that C7, do the no chord. Got it? Next,
Are they just quarter notes or what is it?
I think it's probably an 8th note going into a half note, but you're not playing it right on the first beat either. You're playing the C, a no chord.
Is that D and F or C and F?
F and D,
D, okay,
G and E.
good,
So
thank you.
You're welcome. Next
You're not-
line, first measure. You're going to do a drum solo, which means do your fill in while that no chord is on. And then you're going to play 3 notes stacked up. Okay, so now you're going to do F on the first space, D on the first space below the line, just like you did up here, but you're going to add B flat right underneath it. B flat. So F, D, B flat. The second set, you're going to have G on the 2nd line, E on the 1st line, just like you did in the last measure. But now underneath that, you're going to add C on the 1st line below the staff. So G, E, C.
So what were EBG, EBC?
Nope, it's F. The first one is F, fish, D, dinosaur, B flat, butterfly flat. The second one is G, gorilla, E, elephant, C, chickens, all stacked up. So you're going to play 3 fingers at a time. Now, if you don't want to do that, just play the top 2. The D and the F and the E and the G, and do that twice. Or if you're going to play with 3 on that second one, it's going to sound like this. It just gives it a little extra kick.
Dawn,
Uh-huh.
you're playing on the last, the 3rd line there, the last there where we added the notes. Are you playing that G note at all?
No, you have to let go of that.
Okay.
You have to let go of that. Don't hold it.
Yeah,
Remember, you're
okay.
dancing on the notes.
Good question.
Yeah, drop it right away. Drop that, just put a staccato on it and drop it right away.
Right.
Because your fingers are going to be busy doing
Right.
that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Dawn,
Yeah.
on the 3rd line, last measure, the notes were F, D as in David,
Yes.
G, and E.
Yes. F and D at the same time, then G
Okay.
and E at the same time.
Okay, okay.
F, D, F over D,
Yep,
G over E. Then the second one down
okay.
here, first measure, F, D, B flat, G, E, C.
oh, okay, fine, okay.
Okay.
You see. Ooh, boy, I had that wrong.
Okay, so we're still on A3. We're still on A3, and so we're going to turn the page and play the next page. I think, aren't we? Yes. Okay, yes. Second line. A7. A7, you're going to go to the alter style. And here's where you want to make sure that now you have trumpets on the bottom.
Where are you putting the A7?
A7 is right before your repeat dots. You're
Okay.
going to go back to here. You're going to go to
Okay.
A7 so that you start A7 at the top of this next, when you go back to page 2.
What happened to 4 and 5?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
How'd you
I'm
get
sorry.
from
It's
3 to
yeah. No, I'm
7?
sorry. It's 4. It's 4. I'm on 7 here, but I'm yeah. It's you're right. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. It's A4. Thank you for calling me out on that. See, I started on a 4, so yeah, it's the 4th one. A4. Thank
It
you.
is. It is.
Thank you.
Upper or lower?
A4. Yes, and you're
Read
going
that shit, Dawn.
going back to alter style. You're putting that at the where your repeat dots are to go back.
Yep.
You're going to put your alter style on, and you're going to have to get a trumpet down here now. Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're going to have to get a trumpet down there. So your solo section, you're not really using anything in your solo section. When did
Right.
I set that up? Oh, I set that up actually in number 6. Oh, you have to set it up in number 6. I'm sorry.
What about
It's not number
number
6, it's
5?
number 3. You got to set
5.
it up in number 3. You got to get that trumpet down there in number 3.
So go back to number 3?
That's
No,
the second.
Sherry, don't even think. I forget what I just said. But for the 1, 2, 3, for A4, you're going to have a trumpet in the bottom. So if you go to your solo section, you go to a trumpet, and I combined a trumpet and a soft trumpet. You can do whatever you want to just get a trumpet down there. Just get any trumpet you want. And yes, I'll have the directions all written out so you know exactly how to do it, so that when you go to A4, why? Because, Anna, you want to do an A4L, because you want to make sure that you start the second page with that trumpet sound. It's an instrumental. Right there, you want to put a U. You want to put A4U, but it's only for the second time.
Where exactly?
Right before, it won't be long. Meet me won't defeat me. Then put a U, because right before, it won't be long. You want to go back to that upper keyboard. And I did change my harmony just for fun. I changed the upper harmony from a duet to a country. Yeah, I'll write it out for you. It'll be the least confusing. It's terrible not having a computer. I can't do anything. Turn the page. All right, what notes did I do there? Because I'm free. That's how he sings it. So the second time, the first time I just played the A. The second time, line 3, last measure, I'm going to play C on the third space, G on the second line, going to an A on the second space. C, G, A. Because I'm free. C, G, A.
Again, you're not playing that A note.
You're not going to play the A the second time. You're going to play the A the first time, just the A. The second time, you don't play it.
Okay.
And then the last time. And when you get to nothing's worrying, that's where you hit the stop button. Then you're going to touch number 8. Now you're going to play me and go to the end. Now, what am I using for that? I'm actually using a country polka at 84, but I'm playing it at 168, so be careful with that.
You made A5 though, right?
Yeah, I'm at 84. Yeah. It's,
No, A5
yeah,
preset.
thank you. Yes, I'm at A5. Yes.
It says
Thank you.
A8.
My numbers, I'm on number 8 right now. So yes, I'm going to go
We
to
will definitely need that sheet.
A5.
Yeah.
I definitely, I need the sheet for me, don't I?
Help.
I was going to
It
do
will
this
be
all
helpful.
before class, but without a computer, I got nothing. I can't print, I
It
can't
was so
scan, I
cool.
can't
I love the
use the word
sound.
processor, I can't do anything. So
So is that upper or lower? A5.
lower, because you want to play the trumpet.
Oh, okay. Oh, boy. Wow.
And yeah, make sure you got that same sound down there.
Mhm.
So yeah, I will give you step-by-step instructions because it's not a bad arrangement. It could have been better, but it actually is pretty good.
So
And
will you put that on Patreon?
Yeah.
yes, I will. But I have to wait till
yeah.
I get a computer. But yes,
Oh, sure.
Don, where's A5?
A5, A5 is right where you did those parallel lines and said stop. You're gonna put
Stop.
A5.
Okay.
Yep. I was a mess today. Sorry. See what computer less me does? It gets messy. I'm sorry. I was a little bit worried about even teaching this song, but I thought, all right, we'll just make you take notes. And the more I got into it, the more I realized I need the sheet. Yeah.
Dawn,
Yeah.
on page 234, the last line,
Uh-huh.
second measure,
Yeah.
you know where you have the F? And
Yeah.
we didn't put any notes in there, did we?
Nope.
Okay, fine. Because we went to the ending.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Me. And then you go to the ending
correct.
to that trumpet.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Tough crowd today.
That's all right. That's all right. We like it.
Just because you didn't have your computer to
I
get,
know. I have to blame something, right?
it was a darn computer.
Mm-hmm. No, I'll type it up for you. As soon as I get it. They're supposed to be coming this afternoon to see if they can even fix it. So I'll get it written up in the meantime, so I know exactly what I'm doing. We'll type it up, and as soon as I get a computer, we'll go to Patreon. Now remember, no class next week. I still have to give you fingering if you want it, so stick around. Next week's song, next 2 weeks, remember, so we got 2 weeks, will be Reunited. Reunited, page 235. That'll be 2 weeks from today.
Oh, I know what that is. Yep. Okay.
That's a good song.
All right.
Okay. Stick around if you need fingering. The rest of you, thanks for putting up with
Thank
me today.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
You
Dawn.
did wonderful.
Oh,
Thank you.
Cool.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
I'll do better next time, I promise. But again,
No,
gotta
no
have-
worries.
Thanks for your
Thank you.
patience.
no,
You are.
thank you guys for your patience. All right, stick around for fingering. Here we go. There's more than one way to do this. Let's see. Let's start out A3, 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 B flat 4, A3, G2, F1, A3, low C1, high C4, 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 D5, C4, B flat 3, A2, A2, B flat 3, G2, F1, high E5, D4, C3, A2, low E1, high E5, D4, C3, C3, A1, B flat 2, C3, B flat 2, A1. C3, C3, A1, B flat 2, C3. First ending. F1, F1, G2. Second ending, F1, F1, G2. Top of the second page, A3, C5, G2, A3, B flat 4, A3, G2, F1, A2, G1, no, I'm sorry, sorry, A3, should have trusted myself. G can be 1 or 2, A can be 2 or 3, B flat can be 3 or 4, and the D is a 5. So whichever finger gets there first, basically.
Mhm.
C4, A2, D5, C4, C4, A2. Third line, high E5, D4, C3, A1, G2, circle it, F1, A3, G2. And then get off of that G and do your da-dums, da-dum. Bottom of the page, second measure, A3, 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 B flat 4, A3, G2, F1, A3. Low C1, third page, high C4, 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 D5, C4, B flat 3, A2, A2, B flat 3, G2, F1. Second line, high E5, D4, C3, A2, E1, high E5, D4, C3, C3, A1, B flat 2, C3, B flat 2, A1, C3, C3, A1, B flat 2, C3, F1, F1, G2, the A is a 3. Now, if you play the CGA the second time, it's C5, G2, A3. And the last line is F1, F1, D5, C4, F1, A3, G2, F1.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I'll write up the sheet.
Yeah, that was a little tricky.
Yeah, I actually did
Dawn,
more
what was
than
the
I
low
thought.
C on the bottom of page 2? Was that a 4? Low C4, bottom of page
No.
2?
Oh, you mean what we wrote in, or?
No, just the low C
Oh, the low C is
on
a 1.
230.
Yeah, the low C is a 1.
The 1, okay,
Uh-huh.
okay, got it. I turned the page too fast.
Yay.
Oh, fun song to play. It really is, with or without an arrangement. Like I said, go to song setup if you don't want to do any of this stuff. And just push go and play. And it'll sound good. This is just a fun song to play. But remember, dance on the keys. This is a song about raindrops. So you want to dance on the keys. Play a lot of staccatos. Don't want to plod on the keys unless you're going through the mud. All right. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your patience today.
Thank
I'll get it
you.
written up and look for it on Patreon, but it's going to be whenever. So, I can't guarantee anything right now. I have no idea what's
Dawn?
going on. Yeah.
Excuse me. Our song in 2 weeks is Reunited then?
Yes. Reunited. Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're awesome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Stay Stay dry today. It's raining in Florida.